Chapter 25. And Abraham took another wife named Keturah. She became the mother of Zimran and Jokshan and Madon and Midian and Ishbak and Shua. And Jokshan became the father of Sheba and Dedan. And from Dedan came the Ashirim and Letushim and Lumim. And from Midian came Ephah and Epher and Hanok and Abida and Eldah. All these were the offspring of Keturah. Now Abraham gave all his property to Isaac, but to the sons of his other women he gave offerings, and sent them away, while he was still living, into the east country. Now the years of Abraham's life were 175. And Abraham came to his death, an old man, full of years, and he was put to rest with his people. And Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, put him to rest in the hollow rock of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, near Mamre, the same field which Abraham got from the children of Heth. There Abraham was put to rest with Sarah, his wife. Now after the death of Abraham, the blessing of God was with Isaac, his son. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, the son of Abraham, whose mother was Hagar the Egyptian, the servant of Sarah. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their generations. Ishmael's first son was Nebath, then Kedar and Adbeel and Mibsam and Mishma and Duma and Massa, Hadad and Tamah, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names in their towns and their tent circles, 12 chiefs with their peoples. And the years of Ishmael's life were 137, and he came to his end, and was put to rest with his people. And their country was from Havilah to Shur, which is east of Egypt. They took their place to the east of all their brothers. Now these are the generations of Abraham's son Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel the Aramean of Paddan Aram, and the sister of Laban the Aramean, to be his wife. Isaac made prayer to the Lord for his wife because she had no children, and the Lord gave ear to his prayer, and Rebekah became with child. And the children were fighting together inside her, and she said, "If it is to be so, why am I like this?" So she went to put her question to the Lord. And the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your body, and two peoples will come to birth from you. The one will be stronger than the other, and the older will be the servant of the younger." And when the time came for her to give birth, there were two children in her body. And the first came out red from head to foot like a robe of hair, and they gave him the name of Esau. And after him, his brother came out, gripping Esau's foot, and he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she gave birth to them. And the boys came to full growth, and Esau became a man of the open country, an expert bowman, but Jacob was a quiet man, living in tents. Now Isaac's love was for Esau, because Esau's meat was greatly to his taste, but Rebekah had more love for Jacob. And one day Jacob was cooking some soup when Esau came in from the fields in great need of food, and Esau said to Jacob, "Give me a full meal of that red soup, for I am overcome with need for food." For this reason he was named Edom. And Jacob said, "First of all give me your birthright." And Esau said, "Truly, I am at the point of death. What profit is the birthright to me?" And Jacob said, "First of all give me your oath." And he gave him his oath, handing over his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave him bread and soup, and he took food and drink and went away, caring little for his birthright. Chapter 26. Then came a time of great need in the land, like that which had been before in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, at Gerar. And the Lord came to him in a vision and said, "Do not go down to Egypt, keep in the land of which I will give you knowledge, keep in this land, and I will be with you and give you my blessing, for to you and to your seed will I give all these lands, giving effect to the oath which I made to your father Abraham. I will make your seed like the stars of heaven in number, and will give them all these lands, and your seed will be a blessing to all the nations of the earth. Because Abraham gave ear to my voice and kept my words, my rules, my orders, and my laws." So Isaac went on living in Gerar, and when he was questioned by the men of the place about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," fearing to say, "She is my wife," for, he said, "The men of the place may put me to death on account of Rebekah, because she is very beautiful." And when he had been there for some time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looking through a window, saw Isaac playing with Rebekah his wife. And he said to Isaac, "It is clear that she is your wife, why then did you say, 'She is my sister'?" And Isaac said, "For fear that I might be put to death because of her." Then Abimelech said, "What have you done to us? One of the people might well have had connection with your wife, and the sin would have been ours." And Abimelech gave orders to his people that anyone touching Isaac or his wife was to be put to death. Now Isaac, planting seed in that land, got in the same year fruit 100 times as much, for the blessing of the Lord was on him. And his wealth became very great, increasing more and more, for he had great wealth of flocks and herds and great numbers of servants, so that the Philistines were full of envy. Now all the water holes, which his father's servants had made in the days of Abraham, had been stopped up with earth by the Philistines. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are stronger than we are." So Isaac went away from there, and put up his tents in the valley of Gerar, making his living place there. And he made again the water holes which had been made in the days of Abraham his father, and which had been stopped up by the Philistines, and he gave them the names which his father had given them. Now Isaac's servants made holes in the valley, and came to a spring of flowing water. But the herdmen of Gerar had a fight with Isaac's herdmen, for they said, "The spring is ours," so he gave the spring the name of Esek, because there was a fight about it. Then they made another water hole, and there was a fight about that, so he gave it the name of Sitnah. Then he went away from there, and made another water hole, about which there was no fighting, so he gave it the name of Rehoboth, for he said, "Now the Lord has made room for us, and we will have fruit in this land." And from there he went on to Beersheba. That night the Lord came to him in a vision, and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham, have no fear, for I am with you, blessing you, and your seed will be increased because of my servant Abraham." Then he made an altar there, and gave worship to the name of the Lord, and he put up his tents there, and there his servants made a water hole. And Abimelech had come to him from Gerar, with Ahazoth his friend and Phicol, the captain of his army. And Isaac said to them, "Why have you come to me, seeing that in your hate for me you sent me away from you?" And they said, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so we said, Let there be an oath between us and you, and let us make an agreement with you, that you will do us no damage, even as we put no hand on you, and did you nothing but good, and sent you away in peace, and now the blessing of the Lord is on you." Then he made a feast for them, and they all had food and drink. And early in the morning they took an oath one to the other. Then Isaac sent them away, and they went on their way in peace. And that day Isaac's servants came to him and gave him word of the water hole which they had made, and said to him, "We have come to water." And he gave it the name of Sheba. So the name of that town is Beersheba to this day. And when Esau was 40 years old, he took as his wives Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Isaac and Rebekah had grief of mind because of them. Chapter 27. Now when Isaac was old and his eyes had become clouded so that he was not able to see, he sent for Esau, his first son, and said to him, "My son." And he said, "Here am I." And he said, "See now, I am old, and my death may take place at any time, so take your arrows and your bow and go out to the field and get meat for me, and make me food, good to the taste, such as is pleasing to me, and put it before me, so that I may have a meal and give you my blessing before death comes to me." Now Isaac's words to his son were said in Rebekah's hearing. Then Esau went out to get the meat. And Rebekah said to Jacob, her son, "Your father said to your brother Esau in my hearing, Go and get some roast meat and make me a good meal, so that I may be full, and give you my blessing before the Lord before my death. Now, my son, do what I say. Go to the flock and get me 2 fat young goats, and I will make of them a meal to your father's taste, and you will take it to him, so that he may have a good meal and give you his blessing before his death." And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, "But Esau my brother is covered with hair, while I am smooth. If by chance my father puts his hand on me, it will seem to him that I am tricking him, and he will put a curse on me in place of a blessing." And his mother said, "Let the curse be on me, my son, only do as I say, and go and get them for me." So he went and got them and took them to his mother, and she made a meal to his father's taste. And Rebekah took the fair robes of her oldest son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son, and she put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck, and she gave into the hand of Jacob, her son, the meat and the bread which she had made ready. And he came to his father, and said, "My father," and he said, "Here am I, who are you, my son?" And Jacob said, "I am Esau, your oldest son, I have done as you said, come now, be seated and take of my meat, so that you may give me a blessing. And Isaac said, How is it that you have got it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord your God made it come my way. And Isaac said, Come near so that I may put my hand on you, my son, and see if you are truly my son Esau or not. And Jacob went near his father Isaac, and he put his hands on him, and he said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he did not make out who he was, because his hands were covered with hair like his brother Esau's hands, so he gave him a blessing. And he said, Are you truly my son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Put it before me and I will take of my son's meat, so that I may give you a blessing. And he put it before him and he took it. And he gave him wine, and he had a drink. And his father Isaac said to him, Come near now, my son, and give me a kiss. And he came near and gave him a kiss, and smelling the smell of his clothing, he gave him a blessing, and said, See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field on which the blessing of the Lord has come. May God give you the dew of heaven, and the good things of the earth, and grain and wine in full measure. Let peoples be your servants, and nations go down before you. Be lord over your brothers, and let your mother's sons go down before you. A curse be on everyone by whom you are cursed, and a blessing on those who give you a blessing. And when Isaac had come to the end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob had not long gone away from Isaac his father, Esau came in from the field. And he made ready a meal, good to the taste, and took it to his father, and said to him, Let my father get up and take of his son's meat, so that you may give me a blessing. And Isaac his father said to him, Who are you? And he said, I am your oldest son, Esau. And in great fear Isaac said, Who then is he who got meat and put it before me, and I took it all before you came, and gave him a blessing, and his it will be. And hearing the words of his father, Esau gave a great and bitter cry, and said to his father, Give a blessing to me, even to me, O my father. And he said, Your brother came with deceit, and took away your blessing. And he said, Is it because he is named Jacob that he has twice taken my place? For he took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Have you not kept a blessing for me? And Isaac answering said, But I have made him your master, and have given him all his brothers for servants. I have made him strong with grain and wine. What then am I to do for you, my son? And Esau said to his father, Is that the only blessing you have, my father? Give a blessing to me, even me. And Esau was overcome with weeping. Then Isaac his father made answer and said to him, Far from the fertile places of the earth, and far from the dew of heaven on high will your living place be. By your sword will you get your living and you will be your brother's servant. But when your power is increased his yoke will be broken from off your neck. So Esau was full of hate for Jacob because of his father's blessing, and he said in his heart, The days of weeping for my father are near, then I will put my brother Jacob to death. Then Rebekah, hearing what Esau had said, sent for Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, It seems that your brother Esau is purposing to put you to death. So now, my son, do what I say, go quickly to Haran, to my brother Laban, and be there with him for a little time, till your brother's wrath is turned away, till the memory of what you have done to him is past and he is no longer angry. Then I will send word for you to come back. Are the two of you to be taken from me in one day? Then Rebekah said to Isaac, My life is a weariness to me because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife from among the daughters of Heth, such as these, the women of this land, of what use will my life be to me?